I remember Shannon, you bringing Shannon over when she was just born.
Right, that
That
was
I
Thanksgiving. Right.
Was
that
it?
was
I don't
Thanksgiving.
remember. Maybe because I had my own problems.
Wait a minute.
Hey, was
she
that
was
the same
4.
night as Jamie went through the table?
Marianne.
No,
she
no,
was
that
4
was
when we moved
later.
here.
I have
There.
one memory.
She
One
was
childhood
4 when you
memory.
moved here.
She was 4 years old when we moved here.
I
That's
So
remember
you have to remember her.
sitting in my crib and sitting on a chicken, like a chick or something.
What?
A chicken or
Like a baby
Trying to
chick.
make it hatch?
in her
Remember we used to have baby chicks?
Oh, that was at Easter time.
Yeah. And I also remember playing my baby piano,
Chickens for Easter.
watching
That was
Liberace,
the thing you got as a kid. They bring
Yeah,
home
well, that
little
was
chickens.
which is why I love the
I
kids.
sold them at the pet store.
So we get her up and down.
And they would just die like every other girl.
What child likes watching Liberace?
Really? Really?
There you should have called the doctor immediately. I was 3.
What's your youngest
Michael
memory?
Jackson.
You know what she used to like watching?
Uh-oh.
And
That's my
look,
kid.
yeah, really.
There used to be Perry Como, and you could
And I
sit on
love
your-
Perry Como.
And every time his program was finished, she'd start crying in the crib. I'm not gonna let her look at this no more. She'd
love
start
Perry
crying.
Como.
She wanted it to go on yet, you know.
That's great.
What's your
So
youngest
I was
child
just
memory?
gonna say anything that I ever start to think of is something that I saw in pictures or on a video or something. I'm like,
that's
well, that's
okay.
not a
If it-
memory. That's just
No, but if
like
it-
me remembering me watching that memory.
but
No, but
it
if it reminds you of it and you remember it,
That's
I think that's false. But I do know my first memory with you guys is the Millennium New Year's, and we all had boas, and we were dancing.
I just saw pictures
Really?
of that.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
completely
gosh.
remember that.
She was 5
I
years
was
old.
Yeah.
five.
That was when we first moved here.
Yeah.
It was in your other house,
yeah, the
Down in
first
the
house.
foothills.
where you had that couch
Salt
that you gave
sage.
us.
Right.
You had that brown
That couch that
we
we
just
had.
got rid of.
That's fine.
That I can think of at the top of my head is
No, at the bottom
when,
of your head.
when I was in the room with Jordan. You know, this is gonna turn out well.
Now go
He had a
for
BB
it.
gun,
Right.
and Jordan and his friends, and this is just off the top of my head, I'm sure I've remembered something prior to this, but Jordan and his friends were shooting themselves in the leg.
Oh no.
That's your first childhood memory.
It's always all about Jordan.
Yeah, it is.
Why would Jordan shoot himself in the
I don't even
leg?
think they had rubber BBs back then.
It's
And
Jordan.
I think that was the night that Iggy died. At Iguana.
Who?
Iggy.
Oh, not the one I killed. Oh.
That I
Yeah.
chopped.
So I took the washer, and then they come running after me, so I stuck it in my mouth.
I did the same
And I
thing.
swallowed it. And I was choking. I ended up in the hospital with surgery. I remember going in a police car. Really.
You went in a black and
I
white.
was 4 years old. And I had surgery.
Oh my
They had me
God.
moved because they were afraid. First they sent me home. At Lincoln Hospital in the Bronx. So I'm sure you remember Lincoln Hospital.
I didn't live in the Bronx when I heard it.
Yeah, and they sent me home, and they thought I would just pass it. But then they decided, no, it's too sharp, let's get her back. So they sent a police car. I don't think there was ambulances. I don't think they had ambulances. They sent a police car. I remember going into the police car back to Lincoln Hospital where they did surgery.
Wow.
Yes. 4 years old. But that's because my brother and sister wouldn't play with me.
They played
Their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
And my daughter Lillian was, they used to take an afternoon nap. She was laying in the crib, in the bed, their youth bed. And all of a sudden she had a little chain around her neck with the Blessed Mother, a little medal. So all of a sudden she got up and said, Grandma, I choked, I swallowed. I said, what did you? Oh my God, she said, I swallowed the medal that she, the little medal. Right away I ran to, my mother came, I said, I got to go to the emergency room with this one. When I walked in, I was like, forget it, I was like, I'm wrecked. I said, my daughter swallowed the Blessed Mother. I said, what? No, I said the medal. So, I was so nervous.
Sammy! Cokes.
I remember being in some sort of big diaper. And
No, we're not talking about now. We're talking about now.
Well, this was the diaper before that. It was kind of uncomfortable and cold, and there were 3 guys around me with beards.
What on earth? I'm afraid.
Where is this going?
And some kind of a sheep or a camel. And I was trying to bribe me. And there was a big light in the sky that kept on blinding me. Then my father grabbed me and threw me on the back of a donkey, and off we went. And
There you go. And that was the beginning of the world right there,
that was
as we know it.
kind of made an impression.
Right? That
I
was,
feel like I'm
that
scarred by
was
that story right
now.
now.
That was the best story of the evening.
Was I went to grammar school, and I was too young for the class or something, but my mother figured a way to get me out of the house. Which said a lot about, how I behaved at home. And because of our affluent circumstances, she used to clean our clothes at home with some kind of cleaning fluid. And I was allergic to it. And it burned my legs. And I remember a nun saying to me, "What's the matter?" And I said, "My legs are burning." And she said, "What do you mean?" So I dropped my pants and she slapped me.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
The nuns.
That's great.
And then my aunt, who was a nun in the school, slapped her, and they took me to the hospital.
That's great.
Wow.